Let's have some fun creating some grunge brushes and sharing them. I have some brushes here that I just made this morning, and I'll make some more while I play with this video here, and I will be sharing those in the forum. I have some photos that I've brought into my file, and I've already played with them once, but I'll play with them again. These are photos I took just this past week. You can use any photo. It's good to use photos that have a bunch of lines in it. I've previously made some brushes with some really close-up shots of bark. These shots here are not as good with their lines as if you would use your macro settings on your camera. So sometimes it's good to just run out there and take photos of odd things and bring them in to see what kind of brushes that you can make with them. It's quite much easier to make grunge brushes than you would imagine it to be. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this photo so I can have it to play with, because I might want to go back and play with it again. And I'm going to simply desaturate it. Now you can see here under the Enhance drop-down menu, if you hit Shift Control U, that will remove all the color from the photo. And so if you're going to be making a lot of brushes and playing with a lot of different pictures, that might be a handy keyboard shortcut to remember. And so my photo is now desaturated. Now there are several ways, but I'll use the easiest way I have found and then show you a couple other ways to change this photo into something that will work for a grunge brush. If you hit Control L on your keyboard to bring up the levels, and then just simply move the sliders until you start seeing a bunch of grungy stuff. You can move them however you want, and that's why I suggested making a copy of this. Because you may want to try it again and stop the levels at a different place a second time, and I'm going to click OK. And so now here is my photo, and if I zoom in really close, I'm going to see a bunch of grungy things. And just scroll around until you see something that would make a really effective grungy brush. And whoops, I'm gonna look for something unsuspecting. And I'm not really seeing anything really cool yet. That's going to, sometimes it takes some imagination. Let's just say that this area is one that I think is cool, because I don't want to take too long on the video. Simply grab your polygonal lasso tool and draw around the area that you think would make a really cool brush. I want to cut that off. And then when you're done, go to the Edit drop-down menu, Define Brush, and I think this is Hummy Grunge 12, and then deselect. Now I can turn this off. I've created a new layer. I'm going to activate my brushes and choose that last brush and go ahead and stamp with it. And there you can see if I wanted to use this maybe to go down the edges. Let me zoom way out. I could do that. And so that is how simple it is to make a grunge brush. Now I am putting these directly in a file I already have in my presets. If you want to learn more about saving brushes, I have other tutorials, and so I'm not going to go into that, but I have a file here called Hummy Grunge, and I'm going to go ahead now and save this brush set, I should say, um, to keep it all in there. And so go watch the other tutorial if you want to learn more about saving the brushes. Let me show you. I'll get another photo. Here's another one. And I'll show you some of the other methods. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. I'm going to Control-Shift-U to take out, Control-Shift-U to take out all the colors. And then another way that you could change this into a grungy is to go to the Enhance drop-down menu, adjust lighting, and then brightness and contrast. And if you change these sliders all the way up, you're also going to get another effect. And I could go in here now and just find something of interest and make a grungy brush with it. If I need to, I can go right back in there and change the sliders again until I get even less black and white. And then I can choose an area. Maybe this time I might want to make a brush that's more circular. And grab that in there. Edit, define brush, Hummy Grunge 13, Control D to deselect. Let's make a new layer and go get that brush to see what it does. And there is another brush, and this will be in the download that I have for you. And you can see, makes a really cool effect. Go ahead and ditch that layer, and let's get another photo. Here's yet another one that I took just last week. Let's duplicate it, and here's yet another way that you can do this. Control-Shift-U to take out the color. Actually, let me show you in Photoshop Element 6, if you use the Convert to Black and White, down here at the bottom are actually some different options to get a more effective black and white, and that would also change your results. You can use Virtual Photographer, you can use gradient maps, and whatever method that you want, play with it to get different types of black and whites that would also affect it. However, another way that you would like to do, and I don't really like this method a whole lot, but you can go to a new adjustment layer, threshold, and move this slider up and down and change the threshold of this photo to get some more grungy stuff this way. The reason I don't like using this as much is, as you can see, there are no shades of color. This is all one color, and you may need to right click and merge down before you grab that brush. If in comparison, if I grab that levels again and I move the sliders, come on sliders, let's move. You can see that, like for instance down in here, I have various shades of gray that are going to be effective in my brush. And so let me show you, if you want to make a brush that is perfectly vertical so that you can do the edges, but the area that you're seeing is not vertical, maybe it's slanted. Maybe I want to take this area of this tree, just go ahead. Let me get your move tool, and don't be afraid to turn your photo to make that vertical, so that when you create your brush, and this time I'm going to go ahead and use the rectangular marquee tool, and I'm just going to draw a box. What is this? Hummy Grunge 14, I think. And that way when I make my brush, it's going to be perfectly vertical, and so when I go and get that brush, you can see it's going to be much more effective when I begin stamping it down the edge. I do want to mention one more thing, and I'm going to show you in another video how to use these brushes. I'm not going to be doing that in here. There's going to be several other videos that we're going to be utilizing these brushes in. But I do want to mention, as I'm doing this, you can see the quality of this brush. The brush is really small, but the quality in its original size is looks better than if I would enlarge this brush. Now, so you can see now this on the edge over here looks a lot better than it does when it's blown up. So what would be important to make a higher quality brush would be a really awesome camera, which of course I do not have. If I wanted to, I could take this picture and resize it up so it is larger, and then if I go and grab that same area, I'm gonna grab it even a larger area this time. And let's see, what am I on? Hummy Grunge 15. The original brush size now itself is going to be larger, and so it's better to make your brushes originally in a larger size than it is to resize your brushes up. However, that doesn't look too bad, but that's just something to think about when you're making your brushes. If you have a really high quality camera with large megapixels, certainly use that largest megapixel to get the best quality grunge brushes. And so be watching for the next tutorials. I'm going to share with you how to use these brushes. Go ahead and make some yourself. I love to see what you do. When I see people utilizing my tutorials, it certainly helps to motivate me to create more tutorials. So please do share what you are able to do, and you might want to share the photo you made it with, and then your ending results, or however you want to do it. And thank you for watching.